Greetings and welcome! I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Jonas. And this is It's a Charming Life.
This year we're celebrating our 10-year wedding anniversary, so we thought it was high time that we share a little bit more about the beginning of our relationship, which was a long-distance dating relationship between Sweden and California. All these tips that we have learned we have continued to use in our daily lives to help strengthen our relationships with each other and with our families that we are now living far away from since we moved to New York.
Being distant from loved ones is one of the hardest things to go through. Our journey involved different languages and different cultures, but it does not have to be that hard for you. Many of us today have just not been able to see family and friends for a very, very long time, so we hope that you can find some helpful ideas that could work in your own situation. But also, we would like to kick off our 10th wedding anniversary year with a sweepstakes.
Yay.
And it's some really cozy things that you don't want to miss out. And we are going to tell you more about this after we have thanked this video's sponsor.
Thank you to Disney Emoji Blitz for sponsoring this video. You can download the game for free to your mobile device or tablet by using our link in the description below. Disney Emoji Blitz is a notch above any other match 3 games on the market. It's so wholesome to play and really fun for the whole family too. It's very easy to learn, yet it has layers of strategy that keep the game always interesting. And every emoji you play with has its own unique power-up strength based on their character. For example, my favorite emoji that I've been playing with lately is Tinkerbell because she places pixie dust on the board and it helps clear emojis and gives me really high scores when I play with her. And Jonas, what's your favorite emoji to play with?
My favorite emoji to play with is the Mad Hatter because he moves emojis around to your advantage. And it's so clever how each emoji's power-ups matches their personality. New emojis are added every week. Very well-known characters from Disney, Pixar and Star Wars, and you collect them through categories such as gold, silver, rainbow exclusive, story, and even villain emojis.
Ooh, our favorite. The more you play with an emoji, the more it builds up their power and helps you reach higher scores and complete missions, which unlock even more magical features. One of the best parts of the game is that every emoji that you collect when you're playing gets saved to your keyboard on your phone. So we really enjoy sending those emojis to our families and friends to brighten their day. And we love playing the game because it's just a great way of having some Disney magic in our everyday lives. So we invite you to download the game for free to your mobile device or tablet. You can use our link in the description box, which acts as a creator code, so anything that you spend within the game helps support our channel. We would love for you to play with us. We have so much fun playing together and talking about different strategies, and we would love to do that with you too. It's such a cozy Disney time.
So since it's February and the Valentine's Day weekend, we wanted to spread some love by hosting a special sweepstakes.
Yeah!
So 3 winners will be able to pick either an art print of your choice from my Etsy shop or 2 bags of spectral teas. And on top of that, if you help us reach 100 downloads of Disney Emoji Blitz, we will add an extra grand prize winner.
Yeah! So the grand prize winner will be able to choose a lovely art print from Jonas's Etsy shop, and the winner will also be getting 2 bags of spectral tea, and on top of that, a sold out Cozy Cottage tea tin. Yay! So we know how much you all loved these tea tins, and we're so glad to be doing this sweepstakes to spread some love this month and celebrate our anniversary coming up. Okay, so how do you enter the giveaway? All you have to do is download Disney Emoji Blitz using our link in the description below, and when you reach level 20, send us a screenshot and you'll be entered. You can send us a screenshot either on Instagram in a message, or you can email us through our website, itsacharminglife.com.
The winners will be picked in 1 month, so share our link with family and friends and have fun playing and help us reach 100 downloads so we can give away the grand prize.
So thank you so much again to Disney Emoji Blitz for sponsoring this video. We've been having so much fun playing with you guys since Christmas. And what level are you on now, Jonas?
I'm on level 23.
What?
What are you on?
I'm only at 13.
Oh, you gotta step up.
Oh, I gotta reach level 20. Okay.
So before we go into the long-distance relationship subject, I would fancy a cup of tea.
That sounds good to me.
Let's go get it.
All right.
All right, now we have our tea.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we cheer for love?
Oh, cheers to love. So before we share our relationship tips, we thought it would be helpful to give a little background on our long-distance dating experience and the different challenges we faced. So we got married in 2012, but how long before that were we long-distance dating?
We were long-distance dating for 2 years, and the distance we had between us from Sweden to California was 5,500 miles, and we had a time difference for 9 hours. And during this time, we were visiting each other 7 times.
Wow, that's really crazy to think about all of the different factors that we had stacked up against us. What do you think was kind of some of the biggest challenges that we were facing besides all that?
Yeah, I would say time difference would be one of the more practical thing that's really hard to deal with. Like 9 hours is a lot.
It was really hard to find the time each day to talk with our different schedule. So we ended up texting most of the time, but then that would lead to a lot of miscommunications and misunderstandings as we were getting to know each other.
Yeah, because you don't have like the same tones in your voice when you talk to someone. You can't really hear that.
And if we're going to date ourselves a little bit, we started first talking, we didn't even have smartphones.
Yeah, I mean,
so
the only thing when we talked face to face, we used Skype, which means that we back then had to use we had to be in front of our computers. So it was important to find that time that really worked. We couldn't be out and walking around.
So it was a very challenging time.
Yeah,
in the beginning.
And that's a part of getting to know someone, to be a part of their whole day.
Maybe at some point we could do another video just about all the ins and outs of our long distance dating experience and all the different trips and adventures we had. But for this video I want to focus more on like the challenges. Another big challenge for me was that once we had been able to spend some time together, and then we would say goodbye, and that was always so hard. And it just all felt like a daydream. You've just been on this adventure together, with getting to know each other, and then you come back and people ask about your trip and you're just like, was that even real? And especially during our whole wedding planning experience, I felt like I was planning an imaginary wedding sometimes because my brain just couldn't process.
And since there was months between every time we would meet up, I can agree that it started to feel like it was an imaginary friend or something.
We knew something special was there, worth fighting for, getting to know each other. But it doesn't mean that we didn't have a lot of barriers with the time difference, the language difference. And on top of that, we really wish we would have known about the 5 love languages when we were getting to know each other. I think it would have saved a lot of misunderstandings. Because when you don't know about love languages and how to speak the other person that you care about, their love language, it is pretty much like speaking a different language. On top of that, we had our language barrier. And to a certain extent, we still have some language barriers between each other's families. So the love languages have been a huge thing that has been groundbreaking for us, and we are going to share more about that. Okay, so what are the 5 love languages all about, really?
Well, you don't have to worry. It's not 5 different languages you have to learn, because, that would take a long time. It is more 5 different categories of ways how to give and receive love.
So the 5 love languages come from a book, actually. We haven't read it yet. We would love to. You can take a quiz on the 5 love languages website that shows you all of your love languages in order from what resonates with you most to the least. So it's really important to find this out about your own love languages and your loved ones, because we all give and receive love differently, and it's important to know which one of those are more meaningful to the other person.
Yeah.
Because it's often my own instinct to show my love in the way that I like to receive it, but that doesn't mean it always communicates the same way.
So the 5 different love languages are quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, acts of service, and gifts. And by taking a quiz, you can personally find out what categories that speaks more to you and learn something new about yourself, because a good relationship starts with you.
So why don't we go through each of the 5 different love languages and give some examples of the ways that we've used them to strengthen our relationship and with our family and friends. So the first one is acts of service. And with this one, actions speak louder than words.
So for this example, it can be things such as making dinner or doing dishes, but it can also be surprising your partner with your favorite cake. So let's talk about how we used to do acts of service while we were long-distance dating.
This one can be a little tricky because you can't just jump in and do the dishes or take out the trash for that person. For us, that looked like making plans for the next time we were going to meet up. If you were coming to California to visit me, I would start planning out special places I wanted to take you and, making a romantic day trip.
And that's really important in long-distance relationships, to have those little nuggets to look forward to.
Absolutely. The second one is quality time. This love language is about giving the other person undivided attention.
This is our number one shared love language, so it's really special to both of us to plan times when we have no distractions. A really cozy and good example for quality time is to host your own private tea party together. So when we were apart, I found it very important to really take out time, specific times to talk and video chat.
Mm-hmm. And we still take that concept in with the family that we aren't able to see all the time by scheduling certain days of the week where we always have tea time together.
Yeah, it is as if we were in their kitchen having tea.
The third love language is receiving gifts. For this one, receiving a heartfelt gift is what makes that person feel the most loved. For you, Jonas, this one is a little higher on your list than mine.
But for me, it's not about the gift in itself. It's more about the thought behind it. That person took the time to pick that out for me.
I had 0% of my love language being about giving gifts. So I try to remind myself more often that to find little ways to show you more often, little gifts that show I care.
And I must say that this one is probably one of the easier long-distance relationship love language.
To show that you care.
Yeah.
Because you can send flowers or do like a DoorDash or something.
Yeah, like a treat or just send a letter or gifts by mail. I remember the first birthday gift I sent you, and it was very planned out by my side. I even had wrapped steel wire around the box with a little padlock.
Yeah.
And I sent the key to your sister because she would come over later celebrating you.
So it would be like this whole experience of me trying to open it. But what you didn't realize was that for me, gift giving was very low on my love language list. So I didn't see right away what you were trying to do. I already had one of those little keys that you use for the lock, and I didn't understand. So I just went ahead and opened it right away without enjoying the whole romantic gesture that you were trying to do for me. And I think it kind of hurt your feelings later that I didn't have the patience to enjoy the whole experience. But it takes sometimes this trial and error to figure out the ways that, we show love to each other.
And I mean, if we knew the love languages back then, it would make it very more easy.
Yeah.
To see that, we respond differently.
The fourth love language is words of affirmation. This language uses words to affirm the other person. For both of us, this was our second highest love language on both of our lists, so that was kind of fun.
So this love language can look like a handwritten letter, when the person will see that you took the time to write it. And when I've been visiting my family, I want to leave some words of affirmation behind me. I like to hide handwritten notes that they will find here and there after we're gone.
So it's always so sad saying goodbye, but it's such a fun surprise when they find a note in the coffee tin or something like that.
Yeah.
Those notes have even meant so much to our moms especially, that every time we go back to visit, even a year later, the notes are still there in the same place.
Yeah.
Number 5 is physical touch. For this love language, nothing speaks more deeply than appropriate physical touch.
For this love language, you can hold hands, you can give a hug, and perhaps when you watch a movie, you can sit extra close together.
For us, that can mean dancing, even if we're not very good at it. We like to try.
I have 2 left feet. But this one is really hard for a long distance relationship. Do you have any tips?
I guess saying, I wish I could hug you right now, is something you could try to do.
One thing I used to do sometimes with my family while having a video call is to just give the phone a hug. So it feels like I'm giving them a hug.
I know. It's so sad but sweet seeing you and your twin brother like hugging the phone at the same time.
Another fun thing that involves a physical touch is what my mom used to do after talking. Like, she can say, you can go and tickle Lindsay under her cheek. Like this.
Because it's always like kind of a shock when you have gotten off a call with the other person, also, and they're just kind of like gone. And I'll come over and be like this.
Yeah.
And it seems to somehow make it a little less hard.
Of course, this video doesn't cover every aspect of a long-distance relationship, but these were a few things that helped us.
We hope it could maybe give you some ideas from our experiences of how to stay better connected with your loved ones and strengthen your relationships, like how we've learned with the 5 love languages. It would be really fun to hear if you've taken the 5 love languages quiz. So what are your top categories? It'd be fun to compare them.
And maybe you were surprised to find out about your partner's result. And even if you are not in a relationship, it's very helpful to just know what your love language is. I wish I had taken the test when I was single.
It teaches you a lot about yourself and how you give and receive love.
Yeah.
So to end this video, we thought it would be fun to keep spreading the love by asking our Patreon supporters their best relationship advice.
They really come up with a lot of nice things, and we have summarized it, and we thought we would share it with you.
Mary says, laugh a lot, be playful, have fun, say thank you often and genuinely. Let the person know you love them in word and deed often. Take some time for yourself when you need it. That feeds your relationships too.
And Julie says to make time for yourself, but also time for things you both enjoy. And recognize that both of you will change as you get older, so be flexible. Accept each other honestly. Enjoy things you like to do together. Be affectionate and forgiving. Always remember you're in this together, so be understanding when your partner is having a rough time.
Katie says, know that no one is perfect. The person you're with does not exist in the way you idealize. They have challenges and issues too. You must give what you want to receive. Christian says, I think in any relationship, whether it be romantic, friendship, family, communication is key. Be open and honest in your communication. Don't stifle your feelings or let anger and resentment build up because you cannot openly communicate. It's not worth it. Really listen too. Listen and hear what the other person is saying versus listening while preparing a response. Take pause before responding and make sure you really heard what they were saying to you. Also, do kind things just because and often. Don't wait for Valentine's Day.
And Melody says, find someone who values you, truly values you, and unfailingly shows you every day. Find someone you can have adventures with, someone you wouldn't mind sharing your life with and seeing the world through new eyes with. And most of all, find someone who can share your completeness, your own kindred spirit who will be there with you to weather the challenges of life side by side. I feel like it's as if she talks about you.
No, you're my kindred spirit. Shelley says, I always say fall in love with your best friend, someone who lifts you up and never puts you down. It's also the ability to understand that 90% of being a couple is going through the daily drudgeries and everyday boring domestic living conditions we all go through. It's not a fairy tale like we were taught, but you can make your own little moments of magic every day. That's why I love you both. You seem to have created your own realistic fairy tale. Aww.
That's sweet.
I love that so much. Oh, I really love that about the fairy tale because we always like to say that true love is magic and love comes in all different forms of magic, but you really have to work hard to keep the magic alive. So thank you for helping us kick off our 10-year wedding anniversary year with this video all about love.
And if you want to show us some love, we would appreciate if you subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with a friend.
So big hearts and hugs to you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in another video.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Now it's time for our Valentine's Day date.